From the heart of Big Ten country, Los Angeles, California, Ryan Abraham and David Woods present the Podcast of Champions.
Oh yeah, baby. Welcome, everyone, back to the Podcast of Champions. I'm David Woods from Bruin Report Online, the UCLA site on the 24/7 Sports Network.
Oh yeah, baby. And I'm Ryan Abraham from USCFootball.com. USC site on the 24/7 Sports Network. And together we make the Podcast of Champions, talking all things Big Ten football. I want to swear, but I won't say sorry, Griffin, this early. We are
Not
ready.
this early, but it will happen. Hey, so the reason I was like, yeah, baby, you know what it is? You know why?
Why?
Because this is the only time I get to hear the intro.
Oh, you get to hear it.
I hear it when we're in studio. So everyone out there, imagine having a cold open this show every time. Instead of like having something like kind of leading into it, like Ryan gets to hear that. I don't.
I don't hear it either.
Whatever.
I don't hear the intro. I mean, let's listen to the show. But yeah.
How about a better setup so we can both listen to the intro? It'll cue us.
What else do you want me to provide for you? Like
everything.
My studio and all this stuff. Get you a green screen. We can get you like a big Chip Kelly poster behind you when you're here in studio.
That'd be nice.
So if you guys want to see in studio, like there's no David here. He's at home, but he's behind that beautiful Trojan helmet and the tunnel vision when he's here, which is great stuff. We do appreciate everyone listening to the show, and we have a good one for you today. We're going to recap everything that happened. What'd you say?
Is it a good one?
I think it'll be good.
Okay.
A lot of buys. Some destruction from what we saw in week 10, and we'll pick week 11. I can't believe we're in week 11. We got our power rankings that I pretty much just do those. Like David doesn't even look at them anymore. So hopefully they're good. Yeah, and we should have a really fun show. If you want to send us an email, we got a bunch of emails. Some came in late this morning. We appreciate it. Big Ten Cast, all spelled out, at gmail.com. You can also call or text 424-532-0678. Tweet us at B1G Podcast, and on Apple or Spotify, you can rate us with a 5-star rating, and you can leave reviews on Apple and Spotify, comments. I haven't looked at the Spotify ones yet, but do we have any reviews on Apple, Mr. Woods?
It appears we do.
Okay.
Sadly, there's a non-rule follower in here.
No way.
I know. It's super sad. What else we got? DC Dog 91. This is a podcast. I'm trying to think no, these are not new. The only new one is sadly the one who's not a rule follower.
That's correct. Our last show didn't get any comments on, so no Trader Joe's gift cards, I guess.
Yeah, definitely not sorry, Terry Schiavo, but like, look, you could have written this exact same review, this exact same negative review. If you just gave us 5 stars, we would read it happily on air.
Was it a 1
star?
Fair.
Honest to God, it's fair.
Was it a 1 star?
It's a 2 star.
Okay. 2 stars is weird.
It's very fair. Like it's how I would review our show. However, it's just not a 5-star review. So how can we possibly read that?
Before we get going, oops, wrong thing. That's what I meant. We got West Texas Mike.
Wow.
Yeah. You want to read that one? I'm going to try to fix
United Be Ruins of Whatever deserves to be included in a montage in the Podcast of Champions 40th anniversary show next year.
What is that?
I don't remember what that is.
I'm not sure.
Is that something we said? West Texas Mike, are you asking us to remember something we said?
Yeah, that's probably what he's doing. But he did give us $20.
Hey, I appreciate that. If you can remind us what we said, maybe I can engage with this more, but I don't remember.
El Gordo says ready for a good show. Sorry.
Aren't we all?
Already disappointing yet.
Yeah. Waiting for Godot is right.
Yeah.
What we're doing right now.
Dave. Colt Bush, David Woods didn't want to make that brutal 20-minute drive to Redondo. Yes.
So true.
His laziness knows no bounds.
Hey. Who's the reason we're not recording this at our normal time?
Okay. You want to see why?
Yeah, I do. I do want to see
This is both free stuff. Like I got the Laker game last night. So that's why, I went to the Laker game so I couldn't couldn't do a show at 4:30.
So you had a day vacation.
I had the Laker game, but they give you a free hat and a free shirt. They did the Dodger stuff there. It was pretty cool.
A day vacation. Got it.
It was like a day week. Oh, wait, hold on. We got another. So he's just got to you don't have to pay us to clarify what you're saying. Lincoln Riley and USC has the number 1 passing offense in the country. Whatever.
Whatever.
So that was the response to the Bruin podcast. What was the
Oh, got
the
it.
What's Bruin podcast?
Thank you. So we weren't even asked to remember something we said. We were asked to remember something we played on the show and engaged with his
From
content.
Jake,
So
yes,
we probably should have recalled that. Thank you, West Texas.
Yeah,
Mike.
What's
And
Bruin
thank
show.
you, as always.
I like
for your
the
monetary
explanation
donation.
afterwards. Start with the explanation. Just tell us what you're going to say. Don't assume we're in your
we're
head.
very stupid.
Yeah, and I asked you. I didn't hear from him. As I want to send him a gift card, Trader Joe's gift card, West Texas Mike. So, Jesus, I guess he cares about the show more than we do. I don't know, but email me your info, West Texas Mike, and I will send you. I need snail mail info, and I'll send you a Trader Joe's gift card. All right, before we jump into everything, David, are you going to wait for Sunday to start betting? No way. You're going to miss half the fun and half the money. Jump in there. Big Ten football's in. We had a good week, actually. We were both 4-2 against the spread. College football, of course, it's cooking. We've seen upsets. We've seen blowouts, crazy covers. I can't tell you how many half-point covers there have been out there, but MyBookie lets you hit on it all. Game lines, player props, and more. Everything you need before the pros kick off. So when Sunday rolls around, you are already up. MyBookie's got it all under one roof. You can win big with their NFL Super Contests and Survivor Pools. And if you're new to MyBookie, you can use our promo code, just ours, just us, POC for Podcast of Champions. And any bet you choose up to $500 is fully covered. So you can make your play. It doesn't hit. That's okay. You're going to get it right back when you opt in using the Bet Back Bonus token. MyBookie, where bettors win together because bragging's good, but cashing is better.
You do a great job with that because you're hitting a lot of B's in a row, and that's tough. Bet back, and
That's a tough one.
Yeah, you're suddenly sounding like you're going to be babbling or talking like a little baby, but instead you nail it every time, and I'm proud of you.
What the final line, where bettors win together because bragging is good, but cashing's better. Then I say that. Did I say the same word twice? But it does. It's just sort of like the way it.
No, it's a little. It's a little. She sells seashells by the seashore down there. That's tough. That's tough. They're not giving you an easy one.
That's okay. But we love them over there at MyBookie. They've been great. They've been great partners for us, and we did have a much better week this week. 4-2, and they're. Like I said in the promo, though, how many half-point freaking covers have there been?
All year.
Year. Obviously, those are just coin flips, but we just have to try to get the ones right that are blowouts or way. And we've done pretty good on those, but some we've just been way off on as well. But much better week for us. Let me look at our standings. I'm still, I think, 2 games ahead of you. It's we were both 4-2. You're now 43-46 against the spread. I'm 45-44, so just barely above 500. And Dave, you're right there with a good comeback. We'll see what we can do in week 11 if we agree, disagree, and all that stuff. Anything else you want to get to?
No, let's dive into these games.
Well, yeah, because I think in the questions part we can do because there's a couple topics that people want to bring up.
Because somebody said something stupid about Lincoln Riley, I think.
Josh Pate was making something about Lincoln Riley. There's some rumors going around about job openings and also UCLA suing the Rose Bowl. So I don't know. Do you want to do that later? You want to do that now?
Rose Bowl suing UCLA.
Are you Rose Bowl suing UCLA? Oh, I think I wrote that wrong in the description, but we'll, Do you want to discuss that at all or not really?
We can, if you want to start with that. So the Rose Bowl is suing UCLA because UCLA was apparently trying to begin conversations with SoFi about playing some games there. It doesn't sound to me like there's been any harm created yet. So I don't know that this lawsuit itself is going to go anywhere. I'm sure the Rose Bowl is just looking to forestall UCLA trying to do this and potentially get some interesting stuff out in discovery, maybe. What I think the more interesting conversation is, would this be a smart move for UCLA? And I'm not a Rose Bowl guy. I mean, as many people know, I don't truck with going up to Pasadena to watch UCLA football games, but it is sort of the situation where it's the best of a lot of bad options. And SoFi, I think, is another bad option. It's closer, I think, for a lot of people. It's closer for students. It's closer for a lot of things, but it's not close. It's still LA traffic on a Saturday trying to get down there. It wouldn't be easy. I mean, it's easier than getting to Pasadena, but it wouldn't be easy. It's not proximate. It's not a mile away. It's another 10, 15 miles away. But more to the point, I think the game day experience, the tailgating experience, the atmosphere, I think that's all worse than the Rose Bowl. And again, I'm not a huge Rose Bowl guy. I think it's an outdated stadium. I don't think it's a wonderful viewing experience. And I don't think it's I don't like getting up there. But the tailgating is pretty much unmatched in California, at least. SoFi's tailgating scene is non-existent. Parking is a nightmare. And the stadium itself is an NFL stadium with all that comes in with that. It's very, very up to date, very modern. Also, it feels lifeless and dead. It's not like the Rose Bowl. Like, yes, there's 30,000 people in it when UCLA is playing a home game, so it doesn't feel very lively itself. But when it's rocking, it can get rocking, like in the way that a college football stadium should be. I haven't seen that from SoFi. Maybe that does exist. I don't know. I find all the NFL stadiums to be very just kind of sterile, and SoFi's the same way. So I don't think it's a great option. I think the greatest option for UCLA is obviously finding some political will to build a stadium on or near campus. And if that's not an option, like, I would look at the stupid thing on Dominguez Hills, the Home Depot Center, whatever it is called now. That's a 27,000 seater. Maybe you can get with the Cal States and boost that up to 40,000 seats and then try to make that happen. I think that environment makes more sense. I think that stadium would make more sense. But honestly, I think realistically, was it stupid for them to lock in with the Rose Bowl till 2044? Sure. Was it stupid for them to lock in without getting any luxury box revenue? Sure. But they made that bad deal, but I think it's still the best deal for them. So yeah, you can feel bad about the deal. You can try to go back to the Rose Bowl and say, hey, we're going to either deal with this lawsuit and get out of this, or you've got to come back to the table and renegotiate our deal. And if that's the goal, then I'm for it. Like, yeah, try to get more revenue out of the Rose Bowl, try to get more revenue out of this deal, try to get some of the parking revenue. But if the goal is actually to move, I think that's a mistake at this point.
Gotcha. And then the other rumors were like with Lincoln Riley, so there's a bunch of openings like LSU and Florida. And I guess Josh Pate mentioned something on his show yesterday, just sort of like check out for that. And then Andrew says he went on a show today and said more about it. I didn't hear that. If you want to share in the chat, whatever, but we haven't heard much about that. That's an interesting one. I mean, because I'm sure there's people at USC that would, aren't super happy with the way things have been going. Now they're 6-2 right now, and they're ranked number 19. They finished like 9-3. It's respectable. They got the number 1 class. I think things are all right. If they drop off, they lose a couple of these games, and it's like 8-4 or
2-2 at this point would be very disappointing, right?
I would think so, but you'd still be 8-4, which is sort of what we picked as par for the season.
Yeah.
But it would still be kind of a disappointment. But I don't think it's like try to get rid of your coach that's owed $80 million. Now, if he's going to leave,
buyout,
it's in that range. I don't know for sure. But
if he leaves, what does he have to pay the school?
I don't know that either. I need to try to find that out. I think it would just be sort of, I don't know how many fans would be like all that upset. There's also there's always I can't believe our guy left for this place. So UCLA fans might have felt that way when Chip Kelly left to become the offensive coordinator at Ohio State. Oklahoma fans felt that way when Lincoln Riley left to be head coach at USC. Notre Dame fans, same thing. And you sort of like wish ill on that person because you don't want them to do well. I think a lot of fans would sort of be kind of happy that he was leaving, but then also be kind of pissed, like, why would you leave USC for LSU, that kind of stuff. But it seems pretty unlikely because the better he does, the more, it's like, okay, well, I can win here. And the worse he does, the less likely a place like that would want to hire him. So I'm not sure. It seems like a sort of a weird situation, but it's more if he doesn't feel like he can win long-term at USC, but you're going to go into like LSU or Florida, which is like, holy crap, like the Big Ten's hard, but I would say at a program like that, it's even tougher to deal with what's going on there.
I think the obvious move here for USC is to try to lock him up for, I don't know, 10 to 15 years at, I mean, making the highest paid coach probably $15 to $20 million a year.
He's pretty close to that.
I think that's the obvious move. That's the only, I think, option at this point for USC. You don't want to be hiring in this market, so just make it so that Lincoln Riley is never going anywhere.
Yeah, it would. I mean, I'm curious to see, like, the administration would probably be like, we wish him the best, but they'd probably be fairly happy to get out from under that contract. Now,
but we're talking about Lincoln Riley here, right? He's had one pretty good season in 4 years. That's good, right?
Right. And so this one, but yeah, how do you sell that? Like, if you're LSU or Florida, like,
I don't think you can. Like, realistically, if the reporting is correct, he wasn't enthused about Oklahoma going to the SEC, and that was at least part of his decision tree for going to USC. So does he really want to sign up for Florida and LSU and those? Because the thing is, USC has expectations. I'm not going to downplay USC expectations. They are not LSU and Florida expectations, not at this stage. And they should be. Don't get me wrong, USC fans. As much as I talk shit, you should have, like, premium expectations. But right now, that's not where the program is. Ryan's talking about 8-4, and that's more or less par for what people were expecting. That's where the program is right now. Obviously, you should have dreams and aspirations of more, but it's different at LSU or Florida. Florida, they just fired another guy. They fired like 8 coaches in the last 3 years, it feels like. Like, they fire everybody.
Yeah.
LSU just fired Brian Kelly, and, like, he did really well there. Like, from just an objective record standpoint, he did really well. If Lincoln Riley went,
but their last 3 guys won national championships. Like, you didn't win one, you're screwed.
Exactly. Lincoln Riley, if he goes in there and sucks shit at the level that he's sucking shit at USC, sorry, Griffin, he's getting nuked in like 2 years. He's not going to want that. He doesn't. He shrinks like a lily every time anybody presses him on anything at USC. Anytime he gets a critical question, anytime somebody says something about his record, complains about travel all the time. He's a delicate sort. He's not the kind who's going to do well under LSU and Florida type of pressure.
Yeah.
So I think he probably knows that about himself too, I would guess.
Yeah. And I think they would almost he'd have to win out, like beat Oregon on the road and like make the playoffs. But then you've made the playoffs at USC. Like, do you want to, go somewhere else? But I think that's what you like to sell it to Florida or LSU. I think he would almost need to do that, so it's just, it's a weird situation.
Every one of these ADs, whenever they're thinking about hiring a guy, they need to float the rumor, and then they need to go to that message board for that program and see, are they happy about this rumor or not happy about this rumor?
Right.
And I think if you went on the Peristyle right now, they'd be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Let's go try to hire a new coach.
No, but if you remember, like, when USC hired Steve Sarkisian from Washington, like, they were about
Washington
to fire
fans
him.
Are probably like, hell yeah.
They were like, yes. And you're like, that's not the guy you want to hire, when they're like, woohoo, he's gone, Well,
it's like when, there have been a million of these over the years.
Yeah. Real quick, before we get into the games, the survivor pool rolls on. Still 5 survivors left. So the winners last week, 2 people picked Illinois, 2 Michigan, and 1 Minnesota. They were sweating that one. So there's not a lot of options left. I guess this week is going to be hard because of the bye weeks and eliminated teams. So get in there. We're not going to remind you to, you've all been, what's going on. You're only 5 people left. So get in there and make your picks. But thank you, Matthew, for compiling everything. Thought we'd have another casualty or 2 this week, but we did not. All right, let's get into our recap of games. Hopefully you guys agree with my power rankings, since David doesn't contribute to that anymore. But the best thing I've ever done in the power rankings is the first time when Penn State lost is put them 18, and they have not won a game. So, like, completely, like, I've seen other power rankings where they don't have them this low. It's like, once they started losing those early games and you see who they're playing next, like, they're not going to win a game for a long time. So I like them at number 18.
Penn State Nittany Lions.
And they were on the road at number 1 in every metric possible.
the Ohio State Buckeyes.
So Ohio State won and covered 38-14. But I want to look, did Penn State have any business covering this game? No.
But they could have.
But were they in position to possibly maybe cover at various points in this game? Yes.
Yeah.
I still don't really understand it. They had 200 total yards compared to 490 for Ohio State. Like, by all rights, this should have been a more extreme blowout. There was a fumble for Ohio State. There was some, a little bit of tomfoolery. But this was a 17-14 game at halftime, and it honestly felt like, hey, this could go either way.
Yeah.
And then Ohio State just kind of sat on them in the second half and made it so did they have a drive? Let's go look. They had their longest drive in the second half was the final drive when it was garbage time and it ended in a pick.
Yeah.
But before that, they only had 3 second half drives and they went for a combined, ready for this? 7 yards.
Dang.
Yeah.
So 20 and a half, I got this one right. You did not. So that was a good start. There was the 9 a.m. game. It was like the good start. Here's what I thought, if you watch this, David, opening drive, if you remember, Penn State actually is moving the ball.
Yep.
Ohio State territory. It's 3rd and 6, and they run the ball. It's okay, that's fine. Pick up, I think, 3, and it's 4th and 3, and punted.
At the Ohio State 42.
So if you're going to run on 3rd and 6 in Ohio State territory,
and then you're facing less than a 4th and 5,
you should go for it, like every single time.
You're
playing the number 1 team in the country on the road. Like, you're going to punt from their side of the field. Like, how do you think you're going to win this game?
This was the weird thing. I called this right after they hired the interim, or they brought in the interim or whatever, where he was talking about James Franklin. We failed James Franklin on stuff. Wrong attitude. You've got to be fired up and be like, we're forgetting all about the past. We have nothing to lose. We're going crazy. This is not nothing to lose mentality. Punting on 4th and 3 at the Ohio State 42, you are surrendering to the fates. You have a weird idea about how you make that game competitive. And it weirdly still was for a while, but a lot of that was due to Ohio State fumble in their own territory late in the second quarter. But this was destined to be a blowout. You have to steal that back.
Yeah.
And the only way to steal that back is to be making not just positive expected value decisions, which is by all rights, everyone should be going for it on 4th and 3 on the opposing team's 42. Just do that. But you honestly need to be making aggressively risky decisions. You should be balls to the wall, doing everything you possibly can to score touchdowns, even if it is on maybe the slightly negative side of the, EV calculator. You're, doing all that kind of stuff, you should be going more aggressively because the spread on this game is 1 million, right? You're picked to lose by 1 million. So everything you do has to be aggressively trying to score touchdowns because your path is the 5% chance, the 10% chance. So do everything that's in that pathway, which involves making some ballsy calls. And this one, you wrote it in the notes, but I think it's fair. That's the point at which you knew this game was over, even though it wasn't until soon after halftime. But you can't do that and think you're going to go in there and beat Ohio State.
Yeah, you're like blackjack. You get an 8 and the dealer is showing a 2, you double. You have to make up ground. It's not the best play, but you can't play scared or soft or whatever. And that was just frustrating to see. You're like, come on, we saw what UCLA did for the Penn State game, right? Balls to the wall, and it worked, and it was great. And we didn't realize
they broke Penn State.
Yeah, we didn't realize Penn State was huge ass, but Ohio State's certainly not huge ass. But
so I will say one thing about our understanding of teams throughout a season. I do want to correct this because I don't think Penn State was huge ass at that point. I think they became huge ass because the Penn State that played Oregon is not the same Penn State that played this game. And yes, they have a new quarterback in the whole thing, but their defense is playing a lot worse. Everything is playing a lot worse. They got broken. And I think it was a cyclical thing. I think it happened from Oregon through UCLA through whoever they lost to after that. It was somebody else, Northwestern at home. But they got progressively more broken, spiritually, mentally, physically, the whole thing. But a team at the beginning of the year is not the same team that it is at the end of the year.
Yeah. All right. Number 17.
Wisconsin Badgers.
Is that blowing you out, by the way, or is it not bad?
No, you're good. Blessedly, Wisconsin did not torture its fans this week by playing football.
They didn't have to play. We didn't have to watch. We don't have to talk about it. It was great. Number 16.
Purdue Boilermakers.
They're on the road at number 6.
Michigan Wolverines.
That's right, baby.
This is the one you got
right. That is
right.
the Army of Purdue covering. That's right. Hell yeah.
The one time I don't pick them.
That's right. Michigan won 21-16, but oh, what a glorious loss it was for Purdue. They covered all of, let's count them, 21.5 points. Who could have possibly predicted that Purdue would cover 21.5? Oh, wait. Me. I did.
You got one right.
You know what else? Did Michigan score more than 21.5 points?
They didn't.
You want to know why?
They stink.
They were playing mighty Purdue. Now, The thing is, and this was actually my entire read on the game, is Purdue going to score? Yes. Can Michigan score more than 21? Who knows? And they didn't. So this one, I mean, it was honestly shockingly competitive. This was a one-score game the entire way through, basically. Michigan, offensively, I mean, Bryce Underwood is still kind of working through being a quarterback, the whole thing. But Michigan can run the damn ball. Again, it was kind of smoke and mirrors-y for what Purdue was doing offensively, but the smoke and mirrors worked. They forced a fumble on Bryce Underwood. That was critical. They made it competitive. And this is kind of the Purdue I was expecting to see after the opening few games, and then they got shut out by Northwestern, and then there's been some other kind of ugly losses. But
they showed up this time.
They showed up. They played well, and then they lost by 5.
Yeah, I think offensively they held onto the ball a lot. Like it was really hard for Michigan to get off the field, and I think that was a big problem in this one. And then, you want to look at stuff like, a missed 2-point conversion or a PAT, like stuff like that really hurts covering. Fumbling the ball when you're going into the end zone for a touchback is one of the most devastating penalties you can get. And that happened to the Wolverines. So they weren't going to cover anyway because it wasn't that close. But the surprising thing for me was that Purdue was able to sort of keep picking up first downs, and Michigan just couldn't get them to punt. They just couldn't get off the field. So it was hard to get the ball back. And it's not like Michigan was gangbusters when they were on offense either, but it was tough. I don't know what I
will say, when it counted, their final drive, Michigan's eating up every last second of the clock to keep Purdue from getting the ball back, because Purdue had some momentum at the end of this game.
Yeah.
But Michigan just grinded them on that final drive. That was Michigan football. I don't think Michigan's very good. I think they're kind of fundamentally flawed, and I think having a true freshman at quarterback is tough. But they can run the damn ball.
Yeah.
And they ran it right down their throats at the end of the game to ice this one.
Yeah, but for a big spread like that, for both teams to be playing keep away, that's not gonna cover the spread.
Not good for your hero.
No,
for me.
That was good for you. So those were the two we had different, and we split them. But we got most of the rest right. I think there's one we haven't talked about we didn't get right, but the rest we did. Next up, number 15.
Michigan State Spartans.
Charge!
Actually, this is the one we got wrong. At number 9.
Minnesota Golden Gophers.
Ooh. Michigan State. 0-6 in the Big Ten now after losing in overtime to Minnesota.
Minnesota had no business winning this game.
No business winning this game. Michigan State just gapped this one away. They went first in overtime, kicked a field goal. Minnesota scored a touchdown. But Michigan State was clearly
we could have covered if they could kick the extra point, but they didn't kick the extra point. So. Literally, I was like, oh, there's no way.
Yeah, because they don't do that.
But Michigan State, it was 7. I'm showing on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. Michigan State scored with like less than 2 minutes left. Minnesota hadn't scored since like the middle of the second quarter, and they give up a long touchdown drive to go to overtime. It was just. There's so many ways that Michigan State could have won this game.
Yeah, I mean, my takeaway is it was two pretty bad teams. Minnesota's just kind of dancing through raindrops this year, where it feels like they're not very good, but they just keep, I mean, they're 6-3 now. I mean, when the hell did that happen? And so it's just, I don't know. I mean, Michigan State was playing a backup quarterback, but frankly,
yeah, Aiden Childs got benched.
Was he better passing the ball than anything we've ever seen from Aiden Childs?
I don't know. It was all right.
I mean, pretty close, right?
It was in the same zip code or whatever.
For my money, it was better. I mean, he was getting sacked a lot.
But he got benched, right? Like Childs was benched. It wasn't like he got hurt, right?
Well, yeah, I think he's benched, but he also, I mean, he has been dinged up quite a bit.
Okay.
So I think it's a combination of factors. But still, that offensive line for Michigan State is absolute trash.
Yeah.
This guy, Milivojevic, whatever.
I don't want to even say his name. Yeah.
He was sacked a ton and under a lot of pressure.
And it was weird. So we don't give you the wrong impression. Like Minnesota was up 10-0. So it looked like, okay, this is the way this game was going to go. Then it was 10-10. They get a stop. I think Michigan State got down to 1st and goal at the 4, got stopped and missed a field goal. So once Minnesota got up 10-0, it was pretty much all Michigan State until the last 2 minutes of the game. But Michigan State should have been up more. Like they got that, inside the 5 stop. There was a late, long run inside the 5 for Michigan State, but they end up going up 17-10. So eventually, but that should have been more than that. Just the way Minnesota pretty much took like most of the game off. And then, that was a tough one when they score. It was the middle of the second quarter, I think, for the first time that they scored. And then that was rough for overtime. But 6 straight losses for Sparty. 6 straight losses. Like, that's no bueno.
Woof.
Yeah. Not good. But anyway, Minnesota kind of rolls on. But like you said, I don't know how good they are. But
I don't think they're good.
They're winning games. All right. Number 14.
Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knight.
And they were at number 8.
Illinois Fighting Illini.
Hi, I'm from Illinois.
Yeah, speaking of teams that are ass, Rutgers, still ass. So Illinois was favored by 12.5 in this game. This was kind of my theory coming in, was that Illinois, when they get smoked by some team, they then bounce back. Well-coached team, and they bounced back big. They covered by 10. I mean, I thought, Luke Altmaier was much, much better in this game. I thought their offensive line performed better than it has at different points this year. He actually got out and ran, which was,
he had 80-something rushing yards.
Yeah.
And 5 total touchdowns. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, and the cool thing was I thought their defense showed up too. They shut down Rutgers' rushing attack. Rutgers' offense has actually been pretty good this year, but they were pretty one-dimensional in this game. Didn't get many explosive passing plays at all, and then in the running game, they more or less shut them down entirely. And meanwhile, Illinois was super balanced. They were able to do whatever they wanted. This game was over, I mean, midway through the third quarter. Like, Rutgers looked completely inert until the end of the game. So I think Rutgers is very, very bad. They are 4-5 now, 1-5 in the Big Ten. Illinois obviously is a much better team, and Rutgers looks like it's due for, maybe they can beat Maryland at home. We'll talk about that one in a bit. I guess they can maybe beat Penn State at home, but they're going to get absolutely smoked by Ohio State. And I wouldn't be surprised if they lose one or both of Maryland and Penn State. They are not good.
Yeah, well, 35-13, and they had, it was like 58 rushing yards or something.
Yeah.
And Rutgers didn't even turn the ball over. Like, that's a 0 turnover. They won the turnover battle and still lost.
No, they just looked inert.
So that's bad. But we got this one right. We had Illinois covering, and they covered by a good margin. So that was a nice one for us. All right, next up, we got number 13.
Maryland Terrapins.
Scary stuff. Number 2.
Indiana Hoosiers.
Hey, folks. I'm from Indiana.
All right, it's going to get lost in the final score because Cignetti murdered them, 55-10.
Do you wanna do this?
But this was
He
kind of,
knows the score. He gets the women. Cignetti kills.
but this wasn't a blowout early. Like it was still like in the vicinity of a game. Like, I mean, Maryland comes out in the second half and immediately scores on the opening possession to make it a 20-10 game. And then and then Indiana scores 5 unanswered touchdowns and just absolutely blows them away. But a lot of that was Maryland making mistakes. There was a fumble return for a touchdown. There was another fumble on the next play. There was a turnover on downs. Indiana's defense is really what changed this game. I would say offensively, obviously they ran the ball incredibly, Indiana. But, Fernando Mendoza again looked weirdly mortal after he looked really good to start the year. But I think UCLA, they picked him off twice. Maryland now picked him off once. That's 3 interceptions in the last 2 games after he had 2 in the start of the season. So looking a little bit more mortal in the passing attack. Maryland's defense is pretty good. But I think the thing that has impressed me about Indiana this year when I was looking at them for UCLA and now watching this game is their defense is insane. It's insanely well coached. They're really, really disciplined. They're very, very, very sound. They're just really good. And then their rushing attack is very hard to deal with because they've got, again, a very well-disciplined, very well-oiled machine on the offensive line. And if you look at it, it really doesn't matter who they are running. Like, who's running the ball does not matter. Whoever they are, they're going to average between 5 and 10 yards per carry. That's the big takeaway. And usually when you see that, it's because their scheme is very good and their offensive line is gangbusters. And Indiana, I know Utah gets a lot of love, but of the teams I've seen UCLA play this year, Indiana's got the best offensive line.
I need to call out to our, by the way, Andy's an Illinois fan, Illini fan, so going to put his comment up there on the screen. Yeah, definitely a better schedule down the stretch, Andy. Thanks for writing in. Anyone familiar with, I should talk to Chris Trevino. He's a graduate of Maryland. I need to talk to someone from the alumni department because this was homecoming, David. This was Maryland's homecoming. This is what you chose for homecoming.
He was given an offer he couldn't refuse. He knows the score. He gets the women. And he kills the bad guys. Cignetti kills.
Someone should be fired.
Washington or Nebraska should have been their homecoming.
What are you thinking? I was kind of watching this and are they going to cover? I don't know. But Malik Washington did turn. He'd had 2 interceptions. He had a fumble return for a touchdown. It was 20-10. Maryland scores. 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the third. It was 20-10. 7 minutes and 37 seconds left in the third. I mean, in the fourth quarter, it was 41-10. It was just boom, boom, boom. Crushing. So you sort of saw Maryland was stick around. Oh, maybe we'll hang around a little bit. And then it was some switch happened and it was just all over.
Yep.
Absolutely insanity. Yeah, Cignetti,
he kills.
He does kill. Okay, we got number 12.
Northwestern Wildcats.
Arr!
They're in a bye.
Sure.
We got number 11.
UCLA Bruins.
War!
They were also on a bye. We got number 10.
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
I'm peeling corn.
And they were hosting number 5.
USC Trojans.
Yes. USC snatched victory from the jaws of defeat and from certified dumbass Matt Rule. USC won 21-17. Should have lost, right? This was, okay. if Dylan Raiola plays the whole game, they probably lose. So Dylan Raiola gets hurt. He breaks his fibula, and then TJ Lateef comes in. And it was very obvious that Nebraska had absolutely no trust in TJ Lateef completing a pass. Like they were, it seemed like they were actively trying not to call pass plays. He finished 5 of 7 for 7 yards throwing the ball.
And
the thing was,
what's the yards per attempt if you want to do the math real quick?
I believe that's 1. But the thing was, the read on him out of high school is that he was like a guy who can run, but he was like a passer.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird that they don't have any faith, obviously, in him throwing a football. He wasn't, I mean, he was fine running it, but he wasn't blowing him away. But they clearly had absolutely no trust in him. And like to the point where Matt Rule made one of the dumbest decisions I think I've ever seen at that stage in a football game.
It was fourth and one
from the USC 34 to attempt a 52-yard field goal with the game tied.
He did call timeout too. He wasted a timeout instead of.
Oh, no. Nebraska was up by 8 at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, okay, but first, to Ryan's point, he had wasted 2 timeouts on this drive. He did one earlier in the drive for some stupid reason. And then he called timeout here to decide whether or not he was going to, I guess, kick the field goal. Baffling and stupid. It's an obvious go. Like, this is one of the most obvious decisions that you can find in a football game. Attempt a super long field goal or convert something that you convert at something like a 70% clip.
Yeah.
Obviously you go for it. Obvious. Like the expected like victory would have been like 10% greater if you go for this, because you're either going to result in, more than likely, a closer field goal that you have a better chance of making, or a touchdown. Either situation gives you a much better chance of going up 2 scores.
2 scores, which they never were able to do. They never went up 2 scores.
They never quite were able to. Instead, he kicks the field goal. They miss it. Whether they missed it or made it, it was a stupid decision.
Yes.
He needs to get his brain examined. But they miss it. And then USC's offense clearly like started to build a rhythm. They scored touchdowns on the next 2 drives. Lateef, to his credit, on their next drive, he did get them within field goal range. They did bang home one. They did go up briefly 17-14, but USC was able to move the ball really well at that point. Like they were, Lincoln Riley, whenever he starts doing the thing where he's super active on the sideline and he's looking at his little sheet of paper and he's like checking things off and he's talking a lot into the mic, they're going to start moving it because he's like, oh yeah, no, this is fun. Because he's just an idiot who wants to call offensive plays and isn't somebody who can manage a program. But yeah, USC won. I think it's a credit to them. Jaden Mayava, far from his best performance, but he kind of got it up when he needed to. Their rushing attack, they're down to like basically me running the ball, but
King Miller walk on, baby.
King Miller, he's pretty good. And yeah, I mean, it was I hate to use the word, it was a gutty win for USC to pull this one out with some things going wrong. But Nebraska, my goodness, I don't know how that stupid athletic department justified extending Matt Rule for another 2 years and adding, I haven't done the math, but I'm sure it's at least $10 million more to his buyout.
I think it's up to 71 or something now.
Yeah. And it's just like, you've got a 90% guaranteed contract there. You should be looking to subtract years whenever you can, because you did a stupid thing by hiring him for that much money. And now you've doubled down by doing a stupid thing by extending him for more. Like, I mean, is Warren Buffett willing to pay that buyout in a year or two?
No, he doesn't waste money.
Nebraska has not done a damn thing under Matt Rule to justify that kind of money. Yeah. It's insanely stupid. And you look at their closing slate, UCLA's favored this weekend,
which is nuts.
Penn State, that's not a gimme. And then they've got Iowa. They could finish 6-6, 7-5. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. Some bad decisions. The environment was very cool. Shout out to the Nebraska faithful. Like, the blackout was legit. They painted the field. The band had different uniforms. Like, everyone's in black. They let black balloons go when they scored the first touchdown. It was really cool and very, very nice people. If you haven't made the trip to Lincoln, I would recommend. It was a lot of fun. It was Jade Maiava's worst game. Nebraska has a really good pass defense. I didn't think that would matter. It did. They really limited what Maiava could do, but USC ran the ball well, and Jade Maiava ran it like 11 times. He didn't run it at all versus Notre Dame. I don't know why. But Nebraska ran the ball well. Emmett Johnson's really good. He had like 165 yards. Raiola was like more dumping it off. He gets sacked a lot. They just had him do quick passes. They didn't want him to stay back in the pocket. The one time he did, he got sacked, fumbled, and got hurt and is out for the season. So that was the only time they sacked him. But they really they were throwing these back shoulder fades quick or just dumping off into the flat. So that's pretty much all they were doing. Andrew says lots of pianos in the game. I think that's a good.
So many pianos.
I put the wrong one up. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, there was a lot of pianos. But yeah, that was a gutty one. We'll see. But USC did not play well coming out of the bye week. They played well the first bye week going in the Michigan game. That's probably the best they played all year. That was not very good.
No.
All right. Number 7.
Washington Huskies.
They're on a bye. Number 4.
Iowa Hawkeyes.
On a bye. Yeah. Oh, do you want to say? Oh, you could say it. Number 3.
Oregon Ducks.
You say it.
They're on a bye.
That's right.
That's everybody. So many freaking buys. We got
Bye.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so let's get to. It's Thursday. We got games tomorrow, or a game tomorrow. So we'll go through. Fresh off a bye, we got
Northwestern Wildcats.
They're going to the Coliseum to take on the aforementioned
USC Trojans.
6 p.m. on Big Fox tomorrow. Northwestern traveling to number 19 USC. USC, let's make sure I'm confirming it with our doc right now, is a 14.5-point favorite. Northwestern is the best kind of Northwestern team right now because I still have no idea how they're good or playing well or winning football games. And that's where Northwestern should be, because when they are good, you have no idea why.
5-3.
Doesn't make any sense.
3-2 in conference.
Yeah, I mean, sure, whatever. But who knows? Who knows why? They are going on the road to USC. However, USC has the best offense, or close to the best offense in the country. I think they just fell behind Indiana in the SP Plus, but they're top 5. Their defense, kind of trash. Northwestern, their defense is pretty good. Their offense, kind of trash. Whose style is going to take the lead here? Here's the thing.
Okay.
Lincoln Riley whined again after the Nebraska game about the schedule.
He did.
He cannot help himself.
No.
He must whine. He is a born whiner. That's all he does. When he has whined about anything related to USC's scheduling or anything at all, what's their record? It's got to be like 0 and whatever.
It's probably
right?
bad, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So I'm going to say Northwestern to cover. I don't think USC's going to lose this game, but Northwestern seem to be well coached. I have no idea how they're winning games, so it's probably Black Magic. Black Magic continues. They lose this one by 10.
West Texas Mike wants to take his $5 back. He says, no way that's a top 5 offense. It is, but they were really bad against Nebraska. I'm going to do the same with you, David. So I'm going to take the points here.
Is it the Lincoln Riley whining?
No, I mean, that helps. I think that helps me make my decision. But the short week for USC, bye week for Northwestern, they really were in it with Nebraska on the road there. And, things didn't go their way at the end of the game like it probably did for USC. But I would say there's a lot of similarities between Northwestern and Nebraska. Like, they run the ball well. There's some questionable quarterback play, but the pass defense is good. And I thought Nebraska's pass defense really did a nice job even when USC ran like that flea flicker against Nebraska, like the dude was covered and then USC had to make a great play. I think Northwestern can kind of limit what we saw, from the USC's pass offense a little bit. They'll run the ball. USC will run the ball, but 14.5 is a lot. So I think USC will win by like 10 or something, but I don't think it'll be 14.5.
Yeah.
So we agree on that one. Let's go to Saturday games. Number 2.
Indiana Hoosiers.
Hey, folks. I'm from Indiana.
And at least they got them at home, right? But, man, this is not what you want when you haven't won a game in conference. But we got
Penn State Nittany Lions.
Rawr.
9 a.m. on Big Fox. Number 2, Indiana, traveling to Penn State. Penn State's a 14.5-point home dog. I wonder if they mistyped this because...
Was it 44.5?
Yeah, it should be. Exactly. I'm taking Indiana, obviously.
Duh.
Because they're in full killer mode. Like, full killer mode. And Penn State, as we just talked about, their interim coach is rolling over like a dead dog. So give me Indiana by a lot.
Punting in opponent territory against the number 1 team in the country. No bueno. I'm going to play this one.
God has mercy.
Cignetti.
Don't.
Cignetti kills.
Yeah, 14.5. Ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I think they win this one by 31.
Yeah, I would go. That would be my guess. Like, I would start thinking about like 27.5. I'd start thinking about.
24.5. Like, if you added 10 points to this, I'd at least have to think about it.
Okay. I think that's fair. But hell no. Okay. We got our number 1 team.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
This is going to be a tough one for me. They're at
Purdue Boilermakers.
What am I supposed to do? 10 a.m. on the Big Ten Network, number 1 Ohio State at Purdue, and Purdue is a 30.5-point home dog.
10 a.m.
What am I supposed to do? Tell me what I'm supposed to do here.
Well, you were a Purdue believer last week.
They rewarded me. But
Yeah.
They keep giving me lines where I have to take Purdue. It is too many points.
All
Ohio
right.
State could just get bored in the second half, and Purdue covers this.
Yeah. Purdue
Give me
kept
the Boilermakers.
I mean, they did get shut out by Northwestern 19-0, right?
But it was 19-0. It wasn't.
But that's Northwestern. That's not Ohio.
I get it, but like Ohio State. I mean, okay, what have they done this year? I mean, all right,
They're not
Is Purdue
destroying
better
people.
than Grambling?
Yes.
Yes. Are they better than Ohio?
Yes.
Well, Ohio State beat Ohio by 28.
Yeah.
Are they similar to Washington? No, they're probably worse than Washington.
Yeah.
I mean, Minnesota, Ohio State blew them out, but it was at home. They went on the road at Wisconsin. They won by 34, but like, I don't know. Purdue could like score 14. Ohio State could score 44 and not cover.
Yeah. No,
So, yeah, give me Purdue.
Purdue did hold the ball a lot. Now, they probably won't be able to do it as much. And we got a lot of people in the chat saying USC is going to roll Northwestern. I'm picking Northwestern for this show, but we do like a pick 'em contest for like my crew, and I'm not doing very well picking USC all season. If they all go Northwestern, I might just pick USC just to like for that. But I will stick with the Northwestern for this one. But yeah, I'm going to go with Purdue too. Like, yeah, it's a lot of like, I don't know what to do. Like, I think they could hold the ball a little bit, score a little bit. Like, it's going to have to be one of those things where it's like pick like what Indiana did to Maryland, where it was a 10-point game and then all of a sudden it was a 31-point game. So that could happen. You just have to like don't sack, fumble, touchdown like what happened to Maryland. Like, don't do that stuff. And then Ohio State just beats the crap out of you, but by 24 and not by 31 or whatever. Speaking of that team that got boat raced,
Maryland Terrapins.
Snap, 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 snap.
This could be like a relegation game. And they're taking on
Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knight.
11:30 a.m. on FS1. Maryland traveling to Rutgers. Rutgers is a 1.5-point favorite. They're finally getting these lines correct though, because this should be basically a pick 'em.
Yeah.
And they've rendered it basically a pick 'em.
Well, the first 3 games we picked 14.5, 14.5, and 30.5. So now at least we have 1.5, like at least something that's like, who's going to win, you know?
All right. So it's a good-ish Rutgers offense and a bad-ish Rutgers defense versus a good-ish Maryland defense and a bad-ish Maryland offense. I'm more, this might just be proximity because I've watched Maryland more because they played UCLA this year. So I'm going to freely admit that. And I have no interest in like actually diving into Rutgers at all because they're terrible. I'm going to go Maryland here. I think they cover the 1.5 and win. Just because I think their defense is probably the best unit in this game. And I could see that traveling and they, play well enough to win this game. However, it is a month after September, and counting on Maryland to win a game in a month that is not September is foolhardy. But it's also a month that ends in and counting on Rutgers to win a game in a month that ends in historically is not a good bet either. So give me Maryland.
All right. Let's see. Last week? What happened? Did Rutgers have a bye? No, Rutgers got smoked by Illinois.
They got smoked by Illinois.
But the week before that, they covered against Purdue and a 1.5 point spread. So I'm going to take Rutgers.
How close were they to not covering that game? Do you remember?
Was it like a 0.5 point or something?
Purdue was winning with like a minute to go.
Yes. That's okay. It's a home. This was at home. That was on the road. Yeah, I plus I just need to go against you for something, and I don't.
Why
know.
not pick the game that neither of us care about or know anything about?
Really don't know. So
have no interest in whatsoever.
Might as well flip a coin. Like this should be relegation for sure.
Yeah.
We also have a little bit of breaking news. I put it up from Andrew in the chat, but it's up there already. Thamel's reporting that Luke Fickell's returning next season at Wisconsin. Via the AD.
All right. So, Wisconsin fans, your athletic director's name is Chris McIntosh. You're probably going to want to start thinking about firing him.
Yeah, that's a like. How can you do that?
That's really bad. That's really bad. That program is dead in the water right now.
I'm trying to think. I was looking for a picture of Fickell, but I don't think I have one in here.
So, Chris McIntosh is a Wisconsin alum. So that's
something.
an issue with trying to fire him, but obviously he's not making good decisions. It looks like he was probably the guy who hired Fickell, so he's probably married to him in some way, career-wise. But that is a terrible decision.
So Thamel tweeted, Wisconsin coach Luke Fickell will return to coach the Badgers in 2026. Athletic director Chris McIntosh tells ESPN the move comes with significant increase in financial investment. Now, hopefully that doesn't mean investment in the coach that you should fire.
I'm sure that means NIL.
Yeah. And Stuart Mandel said, someone finally bucked the trend. We'll see how it works out for them. Yeah, that's and Jesse Temple has a sit down with Chris McIntosh discussing, I don't even know who that is, but he's on Badger Connect. Is he? Oh, he's director of content for Badger Connect, and he's a beat reporter. Okay. But yeah, so I guess he talks about that. So I feel bad for Wisconsin fans. Is Matthew in the chat? I don't think he is, but if he was, he probably wouldn't be all that happy.
Well, again, it's important for athletic directors everywhere to understand that part of the joy of following college football, especially if your team isn't very good, is firing your coach. Coach hiring season is one of the few things fans can get excited about when your program isn't very good. Trust me, I know. I'm a UCLA guy. The only joy you get as a UCLA football fan is firing the coach every 3 to 4 years. Wisconsin should be firing Luke Fickell right now. They're not firing Luke Fickell right now, and now they're going to reap whatever that's going to sow in the ground, which isn't going to be good. UCLA is still reaping whatever they sowed in the ground 2 years ago when they didn't fire Chip Kelly, and not the right decision. I mean, look, The AD saddled them with a huge buyout, I'm sure, that they don't want to pay, I'm sure. But that was a bad decision, and now you're doubling down on a bad decision. Next time, don't make such a bad decision with who you hire and how much you pay them. But end of the day, you still have to you still have to give the offering of blood to the fan base. You still have to do the thing, the ritualistic sacrifice to make sure that the fans stay engaged, and you're not doing that. You're going to have issues.
I think there'll be, so here's with Wisconsin fans, this is what's going to happen. So there's a disappointment. You're going to be in a low right now. They're going to make some moves in the transfer portal and stuff in the offseason.
That make you a little bit more excited.
You're going to feel like, oh, this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
And then you're going to go 3-9 next year.
And then the game's coming. It's going to go, wah, and you're like all that goodwill from the offseason. So you're going to have some good offseason goodwill. Like they need to make.
I'm so sorry. Like it's what happens to UCLA all the time. I'm really sorry. I don't wish this on anyone.
Andrew said, from what I can remember, he did hire Fickle. Yeah. So that I feel bad, but anyway, we had that little bit of breaking news, and then we have the game of the week, the big one.
Oregon Ducks.
So that's number 9, Oregon, and it's number 20,
Iowa Hawkeyes.
12:30 p.m. on CBS. Number 9, Oregon, traveling to now number 20, Iowa. Oregon is a 6.5-point road favorite here. Yikes. I don't like Iowa. I want to put that very clearly.
Okay.
When I say I like Iowa here, I just want everyone to understand. I don't mean that I like Iowa. I don't mean that I even understand why they win games either. I don't. I really don't. It's something ineffable and Big Ten-y that I just do not understand. I don't understand Iowa. I don't understand Northwestern. They are the 2 most Big Ten programs to me. I don't understand how they function. It doesn't make any sense. It makes no logical sense why either of them are ever any good. But Iowa is clearly quintessential Iowa this year. They don't have an offense. They don't care. It does not matter. What they have is a defense and an opportunistic special teams that they will make things happen to you that you will not enjoy. Oregon's offense this year has been for me, when I've watched it in games against competitive competition, a bag of shit.
Sorry,
Will
Griffin.
Stein, I don't think, has done a great job this year. They nickel and dime when they don't need to. They've got playmakers. They don't seem to use them very well. And, as the season's gone on, Dante Moore has looked consistently more mortal. I think Iowa could make him look pretty bad. I think that's going to be a raucous environment. Iowa's finally ranked now. I think they maybe are starting to think, well,
why not
when
us?
we look at the rest of our schedule, if we win this one, go on the road to USC, win that one, we've got a chance at a playoff here.
100%.
So this is the one they've got circled. This is probably going to be their biggest remaining game of the year. And if this one goes well, then they've got everything laid out before them. They're going to give Oregon their best shot. I like Iowa to cover here and maybe win the football game.
All right, I'm going to agree with you on this one. So you love Iowa, you love their offense, you love everything they
Iowa
do
so much.
That's good. I'm glad you have this, affinity for the Hawkeyes. We had our celebrity guest in the chat. I don't know if you saw.
Oh, David. Hell yeah.
We got Chris here. What I missed, please start over. You guys, he did a great job a few weeks ago when he was on. Go check out his show on CBS. It's really good. Sheriff Township. It's so good. Make sure you check it.
Such a dick.
I see so many commercials.
People think he's the nice one, but he's such a dick.
I can be such a dick. We love Chris. Chris is great. I see so many I think of Chris all the freaking time because I see commercials all the time. And I don't get to watch ESPN anymore because my YouTube TV, and I don't get it now. And I didn't watch Monday Night Football. I watched like a movie instead. I was like, screw it. Like, I'm not changing right now. And unless USC was on and I had to watch for work or something, I wasn't going to do it. But I get a lot of CBS. I see Chris's commercials like all the time. So I think of you a lot, Chris. And El Gordo wanted him to make his picks because he did a really good job of his picks on a week that we did not. He says, I had zero idea who's even playing this week. That said, UCLA is a lock. That's good. So yeah, he's like the guy that came in for the fantasy football league and picked his favorite names or whatever, and the one like that's kind of what Chris did but it worked. It worked for him. Sometimes you just gotta just strike gold, and he did that week. All right. Next up, we've got
Washington Huskies.
and they're on the road facing
Wisconsin Badgers.
1:30 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Number 23 Washington traveling to Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a 10.5-point home dog. Obviously, we're taking Washington here.
Yeah. If we didn't know
Wisconsin's Terabad.
They're Terabad, Terabad. They just extended Fickle. So what happens when you make a bad decision like that? You lose. Like it's a guarantee. When you make the bad call, I think when USC, like Pat Hayden made Clay Helton the permanent head coach, he was the interim. Then they lost like 5 of their next 6 games. Like you make a bad decision, usually karma gets you. I don't like Washington playing on the road that much. They are number 23 in the rankings, so pretty cool. But I think Wisconsin's bad enough that I will take Washington, which I don't trust on the road as much.
Wisconsin has played 6 P4 games this year.
Okay.
I'm going to set an over-under for you. Don't look at the totals.
Okay.
Over-under, they have scored 45 points in those games.
Wisconsin has? Total. Yeah. In 6 games.
6 games.
You probably wouldn't do it if it was over. I'll go under.
Under. They've scored 41 total points. They have averaged under a touchdown in 6 P4 games.
So it's like, yeah. I feel much better about this.
They have scored 7 total points in the last 3 games combined.
Yeah. Chris isn't happy with, what did I call it? Sheriff
Township is what you call it. It's Sheriff Country, everyone, on CBS Friday nights. Get in there.
Sheriff Island. Does Chris get voted off? I don't know how this works. I see a lot of Sheriff Island. That sounds really good though. Like a whole bunch of sheriffs who gets voted off. Sorry, Griffin, for our quiet co-host swearing there. Okay, we're both on Washington because Wisconsin is Terabad, as David said. And Chris is here just in time for this one. We've got
UCLA Bruins.
Wow.
Well, they're hosting
Nebraska Cornhuskers.
I'm peeling corn.
6 p.m. on Big Fox. Both of USC and UCLA hosting 6 p.m. games on Big Fox this weekend. Nebraska traveling to UCLA. UCLA is currently a 2.5-point home favorite over the Huskers. I got a good look at TJ Lateef last week. He's going to be starting the game for Nebraska at quarterback. I don't know if they suddenly develop a newfound trust in him, but if it's anything like what it looked like against USC, Nebraska is not going to be able to throw the ball a whole lot. And then can they run the ball if UCLA is gearing up pretty much only to stop the run? I don't think so. And then Nebraska's defense, they've got a good rep. If you look a little bit closer, they have a very, very good pass defense. And they have one of the worst rush defenses you could conceive of in your darkest imaginings. It is the worst rush defense I think I've seen in UCLA's opponent slate this year. UCLA under Jerry Neuheisel has wanted to run the ball and has been pretty good about it when they're not facing Curt Cignetti. So I like UCLA to win comfortably here against Nebraska.
All right. I'm going to agree with you, partly because Chris is in the chat and he's hammering the UCLA line. Partly because I was in Lincoln and saw what Nebraska's offense was like after Dylan Raiola went down, and the 7 passes for 7 yards just stuck in my head. I think they're going to, a full week as the starter. I think it's going to help. It's not a full week. It's whatever. But they, it was a late game. Whatever. They have some time to prepare for this.
Oh yeah, sorry, Lincoln Riley. Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
It was a late one. It's late in Nebraska, man. Those guys go to bed early. But
it's going to be late on Saturday night too.
It will. So I guess you get a little extra time. The travel, yeah.
You get the normal amount of time. What are we talking about?
And there's travel plus the time zone. And I was there, and the clocks changed. All kinds of crazy stuff are happening, David. This is nutty.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm going to take UCLA also. I don't know. Like, it's one of those things where I don't trust Nebraska. Like, maybe they come out and play well, but this just seems like it's a bad spot. I know there's revenge because UCLA went into Lincoln last year and won. They're now 0-3 against the LA teams. They would really like to get a win against one of them. I just don't think it's coming here after losing the starting quarterback. So, yeah, give me. And I think it was demoralizing because they felt like they could win that game against USC, and they did not. So, yeah. Chris, I'll go with you. I guess I had the thing up on the screen. So he says, let's go Bruins. And A Dog's Life in Portland, ESPN Analytics has Nebraska 2.1 odds, 2-1 odds. Wow, okay.
Great.
We'll see what happens there. All right, why don't we do this? Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back. Man, we went a long time. And do your questions. Back in a minute, everyone. All righty, we're back here on the podcast. Champions. Chris watching from Toronto. What's the time change? It's like, so that's like Thursday in Toronto. Today's Thursday. So is it like Friday morning in Toronto? Is that how that works? Or
yes,
it's like next to Australia or something, or the other way. Yeah. I don't know. It's far away.
For whatever reason, when I was a kid, I always thought Toronto was in Florida. I think it was something to do with baseball. Something with baseball made me think Toronto was in Florida.
Really?
I don't know why.
That's pretty much as far as you can get as far as
I don't know why.
North America, Florida.
I also thought Seattle Mariners was the Seattle Mariners. That was more justifiable.
Yeah, that's, I could see that. If you're reading like box scores as opposed to like listening.
And I was reading box scores. Huge baseball guy. Though I watched this World Series and I almost sort of got into baseball again.
Okay. Yeah, the World Series actually was pretty good.
And I'm not even a Dodgers fan historically.
Right. You're an Angels fan more like.
Yeah.
What's
maybe
that
I have to readopt. Maybe I have to go back to the Angels. Maybe I have to, put my energies there.
Cool. All right. So Sheriff Township, Sheriff Peninsula, what are we? It's Sheriff County.
Country.
Sheriff Country. On the network of stars, NBC, is that right? Or no, CBS?
No,
okay.
CBS, there you go.
Go watch it. Our friend Chris is star of the show. If you watch TV and CBS, you see the commercial. I see them all the time. So kudos to that. They're pimping the show. Better than we do, I guess. So but I try. I do my best.
What a dick.
We love Chris. He's so cool. Okay. We do have a voicemail. Should we go to that first?
Please.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Perk. Normally I try and call in upbeat, but it's really hard this week because, and I can only imagine how tough this week has been for Dave. We lost a true American patriot. Dick Cheney passed, and it's been a rough one. And Dave, I know how much of a history buff you are, and how favorably you look back on strong leaders like Dick Cheney. And, now with his passing, there's really only, 4 living presidents left: Clinton, Bush, Clinton, Obama, Trump, and Biden. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but, as I've always asked when folks from that great cabinet have passed, I'll give you a little two-parter here, Dave. Dave, if you had to pick one member from the George W. Bush administration from that presidential cabinet to replace Martin Jarmond as UCLA athletic director, who would you pick? And if you had to pick one member of that cabinet to be UCLA's next head football coach, who would you pick? I would tell you guys to have a good weekend, but it's going to be pretty tough with this. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
So
Perk.
it's a great question, Perk, because in a bit of a flip, I am all for a Machiavellian sociopath being both the athletic director at an institution and the head coach. I think it actually helps to be a sociopath. So many members of the Bush era cabinet would be eligible. Dick Cheney, I think I think AD for sure. Like absolutely.
Like pulling the strings behind the scenes and everything.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
and like blackmailing people for NIL dollars. Like I think you would get for head football coach. Boy, howdy.
Jim says pick Condoleezza.
No.
She would be a good AD. Like, is she still on all the committees? Like she's been on a bunch of them. She's like from Stanford stuff too.
Yeah. You could maybe go Colin Powell.
Powell.
That'd be something. That'd be an option. I don't think you would have Rumsfeld doing anything at all.
Did Powell pass away?
No, I think he's still alive.
Okay.
Cheney definitely for AD. I think you could talk me into a couple different people for a head coach, including Bush. I think he would actually like college football head coach is probably where George Bush should have ended up. Smarmy, personable, not a whole lot going on upstairs. Can probably say some motivational one-liners. Give me George Bush as the head football coach and Dick Cheney as the athletic director.
All right. Well, thanks, Perk, for the voicemail. I think first one's up the text message, right, from Oxnard Steve?
Yes. So this is from Oxnard Steve. The city of Pasadena and the Rose Bowl Stadium are suing UCLA for breach of contract. UCLA wants to move to SoFi Stadium closer to school, but they are locked into the Rose Bowl for 19 more years. Then again, even SoFi seems too big. So how's about this option? UCLA moves their home games to 5,000-seat Robinson Stadium at Pasadena City Junior College. The city keeps the team. The stadium looks full. Personnel can open one or even both concession stands. It's a win-win-win, just trying to find a reasonable compromise. Oxnard Steve.
Nice. Oh, by the way, Chris says Powell passed away.
Did he really?
How do I know something you don't? I don't know.
Damn. Yeah, he died in 2021.
Yeah.
Shit.
Nice.
All of our beautiful heroes dying. So sad. Because Rumsfeld died a little before that. So I remembered the Rumsfeld one. I think I was deep in some post-COVID.
And was his question? And was his question like someone that's alive or was it anybody from the cabinet?
No, I think it was just anybody.
Okay. Well, what do you think? Pasadena Junior College?
No.
Okay. The whole point is not to go to Pasadena.
Correct.
Yeah, you don't want that. This is Winning Ugly from Frank in Sacramento. I do see a question mark at the end, so this is a little surprising. So USC goes into a sold-out blackout Cornhusker Stadium at night and wins ugly. Everyone is upset that they played poorly. I'm reminded of my time back in Minnesota when Vikings coach Bud Grant entered a TV studio for his weekly show after the ugly win in the 70s. The TV host badgered him with several questions until Grant frustratingly said, "I'm not going to come in here and apologize for winning games." Ryan, do USC fans deserve an apology from Lincoln Riley? No, I mean, it was a crazy environment. And I don't think USC played anywhere near up to their capabilities coming out of a bye week. To go 3 and out twice out of the gate, running some weird trick play on third down that had no chance of working. That just seemed like guys weren't that prepared. They were really prepared for Michigan, and it just didn't look like they were all that prepared. But it was a crazy environment. It was a tough win. It was gutty. I don't think you need to apologize for that.
I think you do. I think it's sort of the thing where I'm being serious. You want a coach who's pissed off for greatness. Like you want a coach who is focused entirely on being great when you're at USC, when you're at LSU, when you're at Alabama, when you're at all these things. The reason Brian Kelly got fired for a lot of reasons, but the big overarching one is, I mean, look, at the beginning of the year, that reporter asked him a question about his run game when they beat Florida or whatever. And he was like, whining about, we won the game. What do you want? Want you to be pissed off that you can't run the ball. Like that you didn't kill them by 30. That's what I want you to be, because that's how you should be. because you're a lot better than Florida. You've got a lot more talent than Florida. So what the hell? And it's the same thing with USC. They were a broken Nebraska team that was down to their backup quarterback. You should kill them. Like, that you didn't is a problem, and you should acknowledge that in your post-game show, because that's what people want to hear. But it's also the message that you've got to share with your team. This isn't good enough. We have bigger aspirations than this. We have bigger goals than this. Whatever. But that's what you want. That's what.
Yeah.
That's what
They
it
just
should
haven't
be.
won a real road game. Like, they'd only beaten Purdue. So
Right. He's a
So
coward
just getting
with
the
low
win, I think.
expectations. But just
Yeah.
because he's a coward with low expectations doesn't mean he's got the right messaging after a game.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe they would have won more road games in recent past if they didn't have a coward with low expectations as their head coach.
Yeah. All right. Dave's a big Lincoln Riley fan.
Yeah. John and Brea,
Oh,
still
our
trying to
buddy.
figure this out. Why did Nebraska fans let go of thousands of black balloons after the first Nebraska touchdown? So people would say, quote, "What an amazing atmosphere." It just seemed weird. And when those balloons came back down to earth, they probably killed some type of endangered Nebraska cornbird. John and Brea. I love that, John. It's just their tradition. They do it after all their first touchdowns. They did it when UCLA went there, whatever it was, last year.
I don't think,
also
but they were
years
like
ago.
red balloons, right? That wasn't black, or
Yeah, they did them black because it was a blackout.
oh, it was a blackout also for that one.
Come on, guys.
I didn't, yeah, but apparently there is a helium shortage. I think they used to do more. Plus, there's environmental things, letting go thousands of balloons. So yeah, they did it the one time, but they don't do it. I think they used to do it more. But yeah, I don't know why there's a helium shortage. Do you know anything about that?
Okay, I'm going to be displaying a lot of my lack of chemistry knowledge here. How do you have a helium shortage?
I don't understand either. Like, I've just
Can't
Google
you just
it
make helium? Like, am I crazy? Isn't there a way? No?
with.
This isn't like a deposit that you find in the ground, right? Isn't helium like the thing that's just in the universe always? Like, what are we doing here?
Maybe we get a lot of it from Russia. We don't get it anymore. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Help me out with helium, guys. I need to understand this. And look, if you want something where I have
Okay.
absolutely no knowledge whatsoever,
This is
it is
apparently
science. Science.
how shit works. West Texas Mike, all caps. There's a finite supply of helium on Earth.
Is that true?
Yeah, and Dog's Life in Portland. There's a finite amount of He, which is if you do your periodic table, that's helium.
What the hell? Who knew? I
Yeah.
guess all these people, not me.
Yeah.
You didn't know. You're a science guy.
I'm more of an engineering guy. U.S. has the largest deposit. Oh, okay. So at least we got more. So we can.
So it is something that's literally in the ground. Like, there's helium in the ground.
I guess.
Like, that's where we get our helium. We have helium mines.
I've been working like you see these guys with pickaxes. Like,
Yeah, I'm going to get the helium.
another diamond. Damn it, I was looking for helium. Like,
Are we gonna have a helium rush? Like, is there gonna be like the gold rush? Like, are we gonna be like looking for new helium deposits?
Rand says NASA is the #1 user of helium worldwide.
Hell yeah, dude! I'm learning so much about helium right now.
I don't know. We should probably fact check this. That's why the Earth floats in space. In West Texas, like, and the thing it's being wasted for sorry-ass Nebraska football. Yeah. You should make a rule. It can only be used if you make your funny voices. Like, that's what's a good use of helium.
Fair enough.
The funny voices. Like, that's,
I'm gonna Google why can't you synthesize helium?
And you want me to read the next one? Is it me or
Yeah,
you?
you do that while I'm doing this.
Okay, this is a Podcast of Champions 5-star Apple review. Well, this is not where you put reviews, but from.
Did you know that you can't synthesize helium because it requires nuclear reactions, which are incredibly expensive and difficult to create, far more so than chemical synthesis?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So we could do it. It just costs a lot of money.
Well, you basically need to like have hydrogen fusion. You would need to, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you need like a fusion plant to create helium.
Oh, okay. So let's go to this from the POC Jock. I was told to leave a 5-star review of apples in exchange for a Trader Joe's gift card. Apples are diverse. Did you know that apples have over 7,500 variants? Some speculate it's north of 30,000. The most of any fruit, 1 star. Apples are versatile. Great as a sauce, vinegar, juice, cider, pie. Encased in caramel, enjoyed raw, sliced, dipped, or whole. Also 1 star. Apples are nutritious. Eat an apple. I'm going to bed, and you'll keep the doctor from earning his bread. Who could afford healthcare costs these days? Another 1 star. Apples are family fun. Who doesn't love voluntarily drowning for the sweet satisfaction of successfully bobbing for an apple? 1 star. Apples were forbidden. Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit, often depicted as an apple, defying their creator and suffering the consequences of eternal shame and banishment, all for a sweet taste of a juicy, crisp apple. 1/2 star. Apples are science. Isaac Newton witnessed an apple fall from a tree, inventing gravity. 1/2 star. 5-star fruit. And there's a meme, money, please.
I think we give POC Jock a Trader Joe's gift card.
I think we have to.
Send us your address, or send Ryan your address.
Yeah, Ryan at uscfootball.com, POC Jock. And yes, you win. I'll actually I'll reply to his email. You can do the next one.
All right, this is DC Dog. Question for the pod. Ahoy, Ryan and Dave. Nebraska is starting TJ Lateef this week. He struggled to throw the ball beyond the line of scrimmage against the Trojans. Do you see any scenario where he throws for more than 100 yards this week? What is the game script for Nebraska to beat the Bruins? Yeah, of course, I see a scenario where he throws for more than 100 yards. I'm sure they will have some stuff scripted for him that, are easy to complete, trying to, just move the ball a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if he does finish a little bit over 100. But I think the game script for Nebraska is go back to the beginning of the year, look at what UCLA struggled with. It was largely a lot of zone read, a lot of running quarterbacks, and see if Lateef can get ready to do that. See if he can put UCLA in bad situations on the edge where they're, struggling in containment. UCLA doesn't have a ton of speed on the edge. So Nebraska has a path here. It's just a narrow one. It's a tough one because I think they're really limited at quarterback.
Yeah. Did you know this? Dog Life in Portland. Speaking of apples, Cosmic Crisp is one of the most recent generic variants produced at
Washington State Cougars.
Who, by the way, lost to
Oregon State Beavers.
How did they lose?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Okay, thanks, DC Dog.
We've got one last one from Kevin.
Oh, Kevin. Okay, so big risk, big reward. This is El Gordo Flacco. Oh, so El Gordo's in the chat. Hello, fine gentlemen of the POC. Here are my questions. Oh, my God. We got 1, A, B, C, D, and then 2. Okay, 1, let me provide a hypothetical situation. You are in a slugfest on the football field. The passing game has stalled, but the running game is solid and can't be stopped. Your offense gets the ball inside the opponent's 10-yard line, and you're poised to score a touchdown. Do you? And he gives 4 choices. A, abandon the run and attempt a passing touchdown because it worked so well last year against Minnesota. B, abandon the run and attempt a passing touchdown because it worked so well last year against Washington. C, abandon the run because now it's the perfect time to make an easy score difficult by showing everyone you're an air raid genius. D, not care because, as David would say, you're a glorified gym teacher that tricked people into giving you a guaranteed contract for millions of dollars each year. I think that was a shot at Lincoln Riley, who ran the ball down the field with King Miller until he got to the 10-yard line and then 3 incompletions and kicked a short field goal.
Yes, I think that is correct. I think the obvious answer is D, because he is a glorified gym teacher that tricked people into giving him a guaranteed contract for millions of dollars each year. Yeah.
Like $11 million each year. Like not millions, but double-digit millions. Okay.
Correct.
I agree with you there. 2, I'm going to Vegas next weekend. Is there any way POC friend and resident savant Chris can provide his picks for upcoming games? I'm more than willing to spend some of the winnings on, hopefully as soon to be released, POC merchandise. Looking forward to a great show. Thank you for the great analysis and good times.
Actually, what you should do
is Chris still in the chat?
Yeah, Chris, if you're still in the chat, provide your picks for the weekend.
He already said he doesn't know.
It doesn't matter. You didn't know last week. Let's go.
Yeah.
Provide your picks to El Gordo Flacco, and in return, what you should do, El Gordo Flacco, is buy some Sheriff Country merch. I'm sure there is some. I'm sure it could be put on offer for you. Sheriff Country, not Sheriff Township, not Sheriff Island, not Sheriff County. Sheriff Country. CBS. Friday nights. Get after it. El Gordo Flacco.
I highly recommend Sheriff Nation. I think it's a great show. It's awesome. So go check it out on is Fox? Is that where it's on? No. Okay, Sheriff Kingdom on CBS. So go check it out. Our buddy Chris Gorstan. He's really good in the show. Make sure you see him. Chris probably still isn't on.
Chris Gorbeef. Gorbeef.
Sheriff Commonwealth is one of my favorite shows on CBS. It's great. You guys should go check it out.
Let's end this.
Okay, we should stop. We love you, Chris. He's on. Okay, he said, hold on, he's going to Google who's playing. He's probably not going to now after I gave. I didn't really help him, huh?
No, you really didn't.
Yeah. So Chris is up there. So he's up, if you guys don't know, he's in Toronto right now shooting Sheriff Principality, and it's going to be great. It's a great show, so go check it out. Sorry. All right, we should probably end it.
Sheriff Ducci.
Sheriff
Earldom.
I got a bunch of good ones in there. Yeah, Earldom. Is that what? Yeah, we need some like mid
Sheriff Holdfast.
Mid-Eastern, no, not Mid-Eastern. My brain's not working anymore. Okay, there's just too many things I had to come up with, and I'm just screwed. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up. Chris can email us his picks. And
Sheriff Shakedom? Is that what you're going for?
He says he can't see the lines. Doesn't matter. Okay, so Chris can't help you. So just go to Vegas and either fade us or – because we picked most of the same stuff this week. So we were 4-2 this past week. We were both bad. Well, David was worse the week before. So maybe fade us. Maybe go with us. Maybe do your own thing. But win a bunch of money in Vegas and then buy all of the merch you can for, Sheriff Realm. So it's great. And we love the show. So for David Edwards, I am Ryan Abraham. Hope you enjoyed the show. And we will talk to you next time.
Goodbye. And we're sorry.